Welcome to season 5 of Revolt's Bet on Black, powered by Target. A life-changing opportunity awaits for one of our 9 HBCU students competing for a chance to win cash and prizes totaling up to $100,000. They always bet on themselves, and this bet could change everything. We invited 3 prestigious entrepreneurs to judge the challenges and share invaluable lessons with these students. One shot to build an empire. Who will win?
Students, welcome to Bet on Black, Visions to Ventures, a once-in-a-lifetime mentorship session designed to prepare you for the pitch competition of your lives. I'd like to introduce you to Ryan Wilson, co-founder of The Gathering Spot. For over a decade, Ryan has been at the forefront of building an authentic community for young Black professionals, creating spaces where networking feels natural and meaningful connections flourish. The Gathering Spot has grown from a single location in Atlanta to a multi-million-dollar enterprise with locations across major cities.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, what's going on?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice
Hi,
to meet you.
nice to meet you. I'm Ryan.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Ryan, nice to meet you.
Ryan, we have 3 highly accomplished HBCU entrepreneurs here, ready to learn from your journey.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alexis Proctor. My business is the HBCU Yard Plug, and it is a mobile app that connects college students together. Moving away from home, it was very hard for me to try to figure out where can I get my hair done or my nails done. This is why I wanted to create the HBCU Yard Plug.
My name is Shamaya Richardson. I am the owner of Living Rich, a lifestyle streetwear apparel brand created to encourage every individual to define their own meaning of the word rich. My aspiration is to pour into my community and create generational wealth. I'm building a whole rich empire.
So what's up, y'all? My name is Jaden Sparkman. The name of my business is Spark Cuts, and it's a barber business. I started my business my freshman year at FAMU campus, right in the dorm. I was just learning to cut hair just so I could stop paying for haircuts, to be honest. And then as soon as I picked up the clippers, I realized that I kind of fell in love with it. And I've been loving it ever since.
I'll let you take it from here.
Let's do it. I did not want to be an entrepreneur. My lifelong dream was to be an attorney. So I actually went to law school, and really when I got there is when my life changed. I was working in this office in Atlanta, and I really missed what was special about undergrad, and I didn't realize that I missed it. If you think about it, campus is the last time where you have access to people, where you have access to space, where there are thought leaders that are coming to you on a regular basis, and like you're in a network, in a community that's all right there. I found myself that summer just really frustrated that network that frankly I didn't really appreciate fully when I was in it, that it was gone. So I started to write the business plan. And I'm calling it a business plan, but to be honest with you, it was like 1 paragraph. I sent it to TK, who was my roommate in college, because he had gone to business school. So I was like, hey, look, I need you to help me build a financial model around this concept, because I don't know how to really make a business happen, but like, I think you can do something with the numbers to make this a reality. So that started us meeting every single day. He had a full-time job, I was a full-time law student, but our goal every single evening was to try to take a step. We had no idea what we were doing each day, right? We were just researching, trying to put as much information on the table as possible. Every day we would take a step, and then we would look back and realize that we were actually kind of getting somewhere throughout that process. I had to make a big decision though as law school went on, and this was a lifelong dream for me. I wanted to be a lawyer for real. Like if you would have asked me at age 5 or age 15, I would have told you, I'm going to be a civil rights attorney. My parents were business owners. I was like, I do not want to be a business owner at all, but I could not shake the idea for what eventually was called the Gathering Spot.
It's come to be known as a central hub for Black entrepreneurs and creatives to build their dream.
There was a tweet that I saw back in the day. I'm a big Jay-Z fan, and someone asked Jay-Z, what's the biggest entrepreneurial tip you've learned? And he said, don't listen to anyone, everyone's scared. And I remember reading this particular line and being like, wait, hold on, he's talking to me. Sometimes it's people that you thought would be supportive instantly, that'll be the first people like, I thought you were supposed to be doing this. This is when I think this quote kicks in. Yeah. Don't listen to them, like, they're scared. If you're the person every single day that's working on something, just because a person thought about it for 10 seconds, you can't allow that to deter you from what is your mission. I think about this every single day. You just thought about it for the last 5 seconds. Each year, my law school would produce a list of what everyone was about to do after school, right? So they would talk about the law firms people were going to, and there was this line that said, unknown. I was the unknown, right, of a class of 500. So the early lesson that I had to learn there is that when you really like have an idea, you can't shake it, you can't treat that idea as random. I had to believe that this wasn't just something that I just thought of. Like, ideas are cheap, right? We all have a bunch of different ideas that we probably think about quickly each day. And when you have something that you just can't let go of, that's something that you have to pursue. TK at the same time decided to quit his job. And so the day after I graduated from law school, we packed up my apartment, packed up his apartment, and we drove down to Atlanta. This is not supposed to be the thing that I'm doing, I promise you. Even talking to my friends from law school, from undergrad, high school, if you were to tell them then that I was going to own a social club in many senses, like our work at TGS is about talking and building relationships with people, they all would have laughed at you and said, no, he said he was going to be a civil rights attorney. There's no way he would go in this direction. And here we are having this conversation. All right, y'all, let's talk about pitching and raising capital. Had an idea for the business, now it's time to figure out how we're gonna fund this thing. Remember, my co-founder TK had a background in finance and accounting. So I reached out to him and was like, look, we've gotta start to put some money into the business quickly. And then the first real hurdle came. I started to reach out to real estate folks, and they wanted to know where the money that we needed to make the project happen was coming from. And then I started to reach out to people to raise some money, and they wanted to know where the building was going to be, right? So we instantly had a problem. How many people do you think we had to pitch before the first person said yes?
10.
I wish, much higher than that.
50.
20?
We're getting hotter, but not there.
Whoa.
More than 50?
70?
More than 50.
80?
97 no's before the first person said yes.
Wow.
And there were so many different things that I learned in that process. One, I needed to get better every single day. So investors want to understand something very simple. They're going to give you some money, and then you have to figure out how you're going to give them that money back, plus some. I would get into some of these pitches talking about everything else. How cool the concept was, how passionate I was, but I never could really get into how they were going to make money. The second thing that I learned, though, is that you have to sometimes build a business through no. Every time I pitched, and this is gonna sound weird, right? A person would say, nope, not interested. And I'm giving y'all the short version. Sometimes these no's were like painful. I had an investor take our book and like cross through it like a teacher with the old red marker and be like, I will never invest in this business. I'm talking about tearing pages out of the book.
Wow.
That's crazy.
True story. As we kept going on though, I would ask, and this is again the thing that's a little bit different. When a person sometimes tells you no, you can ask them to introduce you to someone else that a lot of times said no, but that is how I got to the first yes. I kept asking people. I didn't know 97 investors. I knew a small group of people, and I kept building the network as people said no. We ended up announcing pretty early that we were going to have a big opening event, right? Put the date out. Everybody knew that it was happening, and true story, maybe 3 or 4 days before the event. So what they tell you in construction is that like, it's gonna look really bad and then it'll look better. Yeah. So every day we would be there and they'd be like, it looks bad, but like, we're close, it'll look better. Just like, you know, trust the process. I'm in our then construction site still, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is not feeling that great right now. So fast forward, what ended up happening is that we were not ready at all. We had people coming from all over the country.
Yeah.
Wow.
It 100% was not ready. We called an event rental company and like staged this entire room.
Wow.
We got through the party, and that was one of the first major tests for us. I know that y'all are all building things, right? So have you had any moments where you thought it wasn't going to work, and how did you get through it?
When I first started cutting hair, cause you know, with us, like our hair is like an important thing. Like, not everybody gonna trust you. So for the first 6 months of me starting, I had no clients. I think I was just cutting my homeboys over and over again for like the first 6 months. I'm like, something gotta shake. And that's probably when I got the most discouraged, but things take time. So I'm like, you know what, let me look at what I'm doing first. Now, fast forward, I'm cutting like 200 plus people. So I'm just glad I stuck through that time, that rough patch.
So when I first got to Spelman, I was always doing a bunch of different pop-up shops called Market Friday. So you come out, you vend, you show your business. So one day it was super windy, I don't know why, so when tent blowing everywhere, and then my clothing rack literally broke. Like everything on the clothing rack fell, but Market Friday was still going, so I'm like, I gotta figure out a way to like still show off these clothes. So I literally just called some of my friends and was like, come put on like some of these outfits and just like stand around the table. And that brought even more traction than them probably being on the clothing rack would have brought. It's almost like a little mini fashion show.
Never forget those early moments. All right, so the business opens. We raised the $3 million that we talked about earlier, but I spent that $3 million, right? We needed it all for construction. Y'all know what this is?
Piggy bank.
Piggy bank.
When I see this, what it reminds me of is that we didn't have any money when we started TGS. I was meeting with a pretty notable investor, and he's asking me questions about the business, and one question that comes up a lot, he was like, well, what's your burn rate, right? How much cash are you burning until you run out of cash? I told him, and I didn't know a better way to say this, I was like, look, today's Monday, and if I don't figure out how to make some money by Friday, we're going to be closed. And remember, like, I have a team, we've got the whole business is up and running now. I was stressed, but it taught us how to run the business effectively. Okay, let's fast forward. We get to COVID. Here I am, super excited about what 2020 was going to be, and I'm watching the news, and they're like, don't gather. And that was the real word. It was like, don't gather, not like, don't meet or don't gather. I've always known that our why is about being in community. Our business is about bringing people together. That wasn't going anywhere. What was about to happen and how it was about to happen, I had no idea what we were about to do. We ended up dropping a campaign that we called We All We Got, right? And that was our response to what was a really difficult moment. So I wrote this letter to the membership explaining that if we were able to stick together, that we would do everything to like bring everybody through what COVID eventually was. I was like, look, if you continue to be a member here and allow us to continue as a business to survive, we will take those funds and give them to businesses in the community that need them. And the membership will be able to vote on every business that we're going to do that for. It took that first season of not having any money and building a foundation to know that you could get through the adversity, and then getting into that tough moment, and instead of folding, we were like, this problem's gonna go have to take a ticket just like the last problem did, right? We know what it's like to not feel like we're gonna make it. Not only did we survive that time period, we ended up growing. We built another location in DC, another one in Los Angeles. That's all because the community believed in what we were doing. Okay, so the gathering spot has expanded over time, and that was always a part of our original business plan, right? When I talked to you about small ideas will keep you small, you have to fight for the best possible version of the idea. Well, the best possible version of the idea was to try to build more gathering spots in more places. So we opened in Atlanta at first, and then the plan from there was to try to find out other cities that we could go to. Now, there's one really important thing in that, especially for anybody that's thinking about brick and mortar. My idea when you were thinking about physical expansion is that you have to join a community, right? You've got to be trying to figure out what makes that city move, what are people interested in? And so we did a lot of research, just spending time building relationships, understanding where people lived and where they worked and what side of town they like to visit the most. We settled on DC as the second place to open. From there, we opened in Los Angeles, right? And we did those two cities back to back. DC in 2021, LA in 2022. We also have now opened what is our largest project, right? We call it Retreat by the Gathering Spot. It's a spot where people can come and relax, or we prioritize wellness, and like I'm really proud of this project. If you would have gone back and told me that we were gonna have rooftop location where you could see the entire city, hang out by the pool, and do it in a context where the community really feels comfortable and cared for, I couldn't imagine that back in the day. I had no idea that was possible. It was in the business plan, but like living the business plan is an entirely different thing. Also, along with that, I've had to go and raise more money, right? So we're now $30 million lifetime in terms of the amount of money that we've raised. We've raised money from a lot of people that y'all know, right? From artists to entertainers. Some of the biggest personalities of our time have seen the business over the years and decided that they would back us and continue to grow with us because they know that more than anything, like, this is what we do. When someone invests in you, they know that you're the person that like is going to do this every single day. And they're gonna fight to try to make sure not only that you protect their dollars, but in our case, like we have to protect their reputation too.
You talking about how when it was COVID and you specifically seeing no gathering and you guys still found a way to persevere, what is like something that really helps you to get in that mindset of like, I have to keep going no matter what?
I'm probably gonna say this to y'all a million times, right? But it's not random. Right? If you really believe that this is your assignment, it's the thing that you're supposed to be doing, when roadblocks come, you just have to experience them as the next thing that's in your way. If you decide to relate to it as fatal, right, like this is really the end, I don't look at it like that. I look at the next challenge as just the next challenge. All right, y'all, we've talked about a lot today. Everybody feel good?
Yeah.
Great. I feel great.
I have a couple of things though that are like really important that I want to share as we wrap up. The first thing is that community is currency. More than anything, what has made our business possible is the community of people that call the business home. We would be absolutely nothing without them. You can never forget that like your first love has to be your customer. And to the extent that people trust you and are in community with you, you can't buy that, right? That will last you in business longer than anything. The second thing that we talked about in my story, right? I pitched 97 times before the first person said yes. A no today doesn't mean a no for forever. It's okay to go through no, right? Build relationships through no. A lot of times, even when a person isn't with what you're trying to do, keep going. It doesn't matter that they don't see it, you see it. And as we've also talked about, be a good steward of this assignment. You're not doing this on accident, right? So just because someone said no, you've been thinking about this a lot longer than what they have. All right, and this last point, and honestly, I think it's the most important one. You have to believe in this more than anyone. It's you, right? It's not anybody else. You have to believe in this more than anybody else. As long as you keep that at the center of what is going to be a process. Businesses don't happen overnight. They happen a lot of times at night, late. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what people are attracted to is that energy, right? The belief that they see that you have, that you're the best person in the world to be building what you're building. Never lose that. That's what's going to attract customers. That's what's going to attract investors. That's going to attract fans, right, of what you're doing. You've got to keep that spirit no matter what's happening.
Wow, Ryan, that was incredible, man. I definitely got a lot from that, and I hope you all did as well.
Yes.
Now it's time for y'all to take what y'all learned, apply it to your pitch, and try to win this competition. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it.
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
no problem.
Thank you so
No problem. It was nice to meet you.
Yes.
All right, brother. All right. Go get it.
I'm proud to introduce you to the incredible Janelle Stevens, founder of Camille Rose. For nearly 15 years, her company's been at the forefront of the natural hair care industry. Janelle, the stage is yours.
Dreams need more than passion. Dreams need resources. The Target Accelerators provides free business education to entrepreneurs ready to level up. Just like the students on Bet on Black, you can access expert guidance and practical tools that turns ideas into empires. Start your journey at accelerators.target.com.